I guess they must like all mahogany guitars too.
Well, I think they're after the high glue because if you look inside a Martin guitar, you'll notice that there's never a drop of glue showing.
Right.
But if you get a mirror and look up inside the top of the guitar, you can see they didn't clean the squeeze out along the braces because nobody can see there. So that's where the cockroaches all go to the high glue.
They're smarter than I thought.
Yes. Well, they're going to be here after us, buddy.
Yeah, I know. There will be. But gosh, and I should also mention Frank has an incredible website. I think it's at frets.com. It's a lutherie, and it's great photos and techniques for doing repairs and restoration. And
it's my version of an online kind of magazine / textbook, and it's just kind of a showcase of what it is that I and we do here that we hope sets us apart from other music shops. And I think we may be the only music shop around in which the head repair guy is also one of the founders and owners of the whole enterprise. It's a little bit unusual.
But I think
we started out from doing that.
Yeah, but I think in general you'd probably have to admit that it's the teaching and the website as much as the doing great work for people that's kind of taken you to the level of recognition that you have.
Of course.
The fact that you take photographs of something you're doing and explain the whole thing, and it may be only the second or third time you've done it, but you photograph the whole thing, and there it is, and people say, "Oh, wow! Well, maybe I could do that."
That's right, and
it's that kind of no secrets atmosphere.
I'll be real blunt about it too. I mean, it's a promotional thing. That's why I did the website, is to put myself out there.
Absolutely,
in addition to dishing out the information that I think is a matter of giving back to the community. So it's a double deal there.
Well,
I didn't see the path to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't. Meaning nobody's offered me enough money, and it's just the way that I thought would be kind of the best use of what I saw the web developing into.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 12 years since I started that.
Yeah, it's been around. I remember referring to it years ago, several years ago. And I have a luthier in Santa Barbara named Jim Lombard who thinks very highly of you, and he's gotten a lot of information off your site, and I think he may have even called you up a couple times. Yeah, he's a very nice gentleman and just a really, really great repairman, and you're kind of his mentor in a way, even though he's probably about similar to your age. For many years, he was a high school math teacher and was repairing instruments part-time, and then he retired about 5-6 years ago, and now he's got more work than he knows what to do with. And he kind of helped out in the design of the, I think you had one in here, the Kenny Salton model, 0018.
Sure.
Yeah, Jim won't tell anyone this, but Kenny basically relied on his expertise to help him design that guitar, and Jim kind of doesn't take much credit for it, but anyway, well, that's great. And I wanted to ask you something too, Richard. You are one of the premier authorities on Martin guitars, and a gifted writer with 3 books to your credit. And I wanted to ask you. You most recently did sort of a rewrite or an update to Mike Longworth's Martin Guitars: A History. Of which I still have a very well-worn, food-stained copy on my bookshelf, which I think I bought here in about 1975 or 76.
Right.
And how is it that you came to be selected to rewrite that book, and how big an honor was that for you, really?
Well, it was the way I got connected to it was through Jim Washburn initially, who was under contract to write that. The Rodale Press book, and they wanted somebody who knew how to write, so they hired him, and he said, well, that's great, but I don't know anything about Martin guitars. So then he was referred to me, and although I would have done almost as much at no fee whatsoever, once he saw how much work was going to be involved, he says, hell, why don't we just split it? So, we split the fees down the middle, and he wrote the main storyline for that book, and I wrote the captions and the technical chapters and things like that.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what put me on the map in terms of writing about Martin guitars.